Okay, yeah, first of all, what is inflation? Okay, what is the meaning of the inflation? So inflation nothing but like a continuously increase in the prices is known as the inflation. Okay, in case of the inflation, the prices are increasing the continuously. Okay, if the prices are increasing the continuously, that will be known as the what is called inflation. So during the inflation, the value of the money will decreases, and the people purchasing power also decreases, and general prices will increase. General prices will increase, and the inflation is there in the country due to aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply. What is aggregate demand? Aggregate demand is nothing but it is the total demand. It is the demand for all commodities and services. Is known as the aggregate demand, and aggregate supply nothing but here. Okay, aggregate supply is nothing but the total supply or the total production which is available for the selling. Okay, so they are the final commodities. They are ready to sell in the market. That is known as the aggregate supply. So here, aggregate demand and aggregate supply, if you see the both in during here, aggregate demand increases more than the aggregate supply. Because of this reason, there will be inflation in the country. Okay, there will be prices are increasing in the country. That is one of the most important reason here. So according to Hartree, one of the economists called Hartree, it was defined that issue of too much currency is known as the inflation. Issue of too much currency. So who will issue the currency? RBI will issue the currency. Okay, whenever RBI is issuing the currency, if RBI will issue more currency, automatically the money supply will increase among the people. If the money supply increases, the prices will increase. That is called inflation. Okay, inflation will increase in the country. So that's why he told that issue of the too much currency is called what is called inflation, according to Professor Hartree told that. Okay, yeah. And Dalton and Kohlberg, they told that too much money is chasing too few commodities, called inflation. Too much money. Yeah, too much money, nothing but whenever the people are having the too much money, what they will do? So they will demand the goods. That is called aggregate demand. Too much money, nothing but aggregate demand. Like that, too few commodities, nothing but supply, aggregate supply. So aggregate supply is less. So too much currency, nothing but here aggregate demand. Too few commodities is nothing but aggregate supply. If aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply, okay, if aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply, so that may be known as the what is called inflation, according to Dalton and Kohlberg. Okay, that is the thing here. Okay, so inflation, according to Irving Fisher, inflation occurs when the value of the money increases faster than the available of the supply of the commodities. Value of the volume of money. Volume of money, nothing but again it is called money supply. Volume, nothing but quantity. Quantity of money is more than the availability of the supply. So volume of money, nothing but more money supply. More money supply, nothing but more demand. If there is a more demand in the country, automatically, the demand is more and supply is more. So because of this reason, the prices are increasing. So these are the definitions given by the different people like Irving Fisher, Hartree, and Dalton and Colburn. So these are the people. They defined the inflation with different ways. With the different ways it was explained. That is what we can say. Then here, what are the different types of the inflation? What are the different types of the inflation? So here, whenever we are talking about this inflation, that is inflation. The based on the pressure of the inflation and based on the what is called causes for the inflation. This inflation is divided into different categories. The inflation was divided into different categories. That is what is called based on the causes for the inflation and based on the what is called pressure of the inflation. This inflation will be what is called divided into different categories. Like based on the causes for this inflation, the inflation may be divided into different categories. That is called demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. This cost push inflation is also known as the what is called supply pull inflation. Demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. This cost push inflation is also known as the what is called supply pull inflation. So these are the two categories we can see whenever we are talking about this particular aspect. Here say demand push inflation. Demand push inflation, nothing but demand push inflation, nothing but here the demand is the causes to increase the inflation. Here the prices are increasing due to increase in the demand. In this particular case, the supply may be constant. The supply may be constant. We are not at all thinking about the supply, but we are saying that because of the change in the demand, the prices are increasing. The demand is the only reason to increase the prices. So that's why this is called demand push inflation. So in this case, prices are increasing due to change in the demand. Due to change in the price level. Due to change in the what is called money supply. Or due to increase the aggregate demand, the prices are increasing. So in this case, we are assuming that there is no impact of the supply. There is no impact of the supply. Supply may be constant, no impact at all. But if the prices are increasing only by changing the what is called only changing the aggregate demand only. So demand push inflation are the causes because of this. Maybe population increasing. Whenever the population increases, what will happen? automatically people will purchase more goods because the requirement will increase. Okay, whenever the prices are increasing, the requirement are going to be increasing. Population increases, requirement will increase. If the requirement will increase, automatically people will purchase more goods. That means the demand will increase for the people. Okay, the demand for the people are going to be so increases. And a deficit budget. Whenever there is a deficit budget, government is spending a lot of money on the welfare. When the government is spending money on the welfare, the people will get more money and money supply will increase, their demand will increase, the prices will increase. Okay, that will be the reason in this particular case when we are talking about this particular aspect. Okay, like so yeah, more expenditure by the government, and if more welfare mechanism, and RBI issue more currency, and interest rate decreases, because of all these reasons. Okay, because of all these reasons, what will happen? So it will happen. Okay, it will be happen that the purchasing power will increase. That is, aggregate demand will increase. If the aggregate demand increases, automatically, so what is called prices will increase. Okay, prices will increase. So that is, we can see the demand push inflation. So like that, we have the what is called cost push inflation. So in the cost push inflation, we are assuming that aggregate demand is maybe constant. There is no impact of aggregate demand in the inflation. Okay, aggregate demand may be constant or otherwise it is neutral. But due to change in the supply, the prices are increasing. Due to decrease in the supply, the prices are increasing. Due to decrease in the production level, the prices are increasing. Okay, like but due to increase in the production cost, the prices are increasing. So that's why the cost push inflation, it is also known as the supply push inflation, because in this particular case, the prices are increasing maybe by increasing the production cost or by decreasing the supply. That's why it is called supply side inflation or cost push inflation. So yeah, due to increase in the production cost, automatically prices will go up, and that's why it is known as the cost push inflation. So whenever the supply decreases, the production scarcity in the country or the less production, the prices will go up as we know. Okay, at the same time, in this particular case, the supply is less because lack of the factors of production. Lack of the factors of production. So less raw material in the country, and lack of skill among the laborers, and less investment, lack of entrepreneurs. Because of all these reasons, lack of technology, even one more thing we can say, okay, lack of technology. So yeah, because of all these reasons, we can say that the production will be decreased, supply will be decreased. So due to decrease in the supply, automatically, so the prices will go up, prices will increase, and production cost may increase by increasing the wages. Whenever the wages increasing, the production cost will increase. The production cost will increase, automatically prices will go up. And rent increases and the raw material cost will increases. Here also, if the raw material cost will increases, automatically here the cost of the production will increase, prices will increase, interest rate will increase. If the producer want more profit, and whenever the government is increasing the indirect taxes, and lack of the resources for the production, and importing the ban, right? Imports the ban. So we are banning. If the government will import, government will import the ban the imports. So because of all these reasons, so supply will decrease. If the supply will decrease, automatically, okay, prices will go up. Prices will increase. So that may be the reason. So because of all these reasons, if the prices will be changes, that is known as the what is called cost push inflation, what we can say. Okay, like in the recent days, these are some important aspects we can see in the economic survey, government. That is like core inflation, non-core inflation. Core inflation, non-core inflation. Core inflation, nothing but it is called underlying or primary inflation. So which is exclude the seasonal inflationary factors such as food and energy cost. Okay, if we measure the inflation for all commodity by excluding the food and the energy related product, that is called core inflation, because food articles and energy articles prices are changing every day. Sometimes it may increase or sometimes it will be decrease. That's why to reduce the fluctuation in the inflation rate, so the government is measuring in the name of the core inflation without taking the consideration of the food and energy. If we measure the inflation only for the food and energy related commodities, that is known as the non-core inflation. Okay, so headline inflation is nothing but the sum of both core and non-core. If we add these two, this is called headline inflation. Okay, like that we have the headline inflation concept, and this is one of the concept called stagflation. Okay, stagflation. So here there is a stagflation, nothing but what is called stagnation plus, so what we can say, inflation. Okay, stagnation and what is called inflation. These two, sum of these two is known as the what is called stagflation. So in case of the stagflation, so yeah, the both stagnation plus inflation is called stagflation. So the stagnation refers to an economy, so that is experiencing a simultaneous increase in the inflation on one side and stagnation is another side. Okay, one side there is a stagnation and another side the prices are increasing in the country. If this is the situation, the situation may be known as the what is called stagflation. Okay, so one side the prices are increasing and another side there is a stagnation in the country. So another side the GDP may be negative growth rate. Economic activities are stagnant, nothing but there may be negative growth rate, that is GDP may be negative growth rate. Unemployment increases like anything. See, there are many things are going to happening during the stagflation. Okay, stagflation. What it is happening, one side prices are increasing. One side the prices are increasing. Okay, and another side GDP may be in a negative. Okay, maybe in a negative, and another side unemployment. Okay, unemployment problem is increasing like anything. Okay, if you see the present situation in India during this pandemic season, one side the inflation is increasing and another side the GDP was in the negative growth rate in our country, and another side unemployment is increasing like anything day by day in our country. This is the situation. So this situation is known as the what is called stagflation. So this concept first it was observed in UK, that is United Kingdom, that is the Britain 1960s, but it was popularized after 1970s when it this concept was became in 1974, 1973, 74 in the USA. The prices, one side the prices are increased like anything, and so see prices are increasing the double digit rate, that is more than 10%, and another side the GDP growth rate was in the negative, unemployment rate was 9%. Today, in India also the same experience. The inflation rate is almost double digit rate. The GDP was a negative growth rate. If you see the last year and this year, expectation will be of negative growth rate. And unemployment also in the double digit. Okay, the same we are experiencing today. So during the 1977 and 1978, so there was a negative growth rate in our country, and after 1978 and present also, 2020-21 also. Okay, 1977 and 78 and 2020-21, there was a negative growth rate in the country and more unemployment and prices are increasing like anything today. You see, so in our country 77-78 during the Janata government, and today that is 2020, 1920 and 2020-21. So during the BJP party ruling. So during this period, there was we can say this situation was there in our country. Okay, now the present situation also what I told you, and GDP is minus 7.5% growth rate there, negative growth rate, and the same unemployment is increasing like anything, and the same inflation also almost touching the double digit today. Okay, that is the situation we can say what is called stagflation. Okay, like that, we have one small concept when we are talking about the inflation, that is called Phillips curve. Okay, this Phillips curve will explain the relationship between unemployment rate and inflation rate. Okay, unemployment rate and so inflation rate will explain this Phillips curve. Actually, this Phillips curve will be like this. Okay, the Phillips curve will be like this. On the y axis, we are measuring the inflation rate. IR nothing but inflation rate. On the OX axis, we are measuring the unemployment rate. UR. Suppose here this is the unemployment inflation rate. This will be the unemployment rate. If unemployment rate is increasing, definitely the inflation rate will decrease. If unemployment rate is increasing, what is known as the inflation rate will decrease. Like this will be called what is called Phillips curve. Okay, it is called Phillips curve. So like if you say exactly, so the Phillips curve can we see in this shape. Okay, this is called Phillips curve. On the y axis we have unemployment rate. On the y axis we have inflation rate. So here what happened? As long as unemployment rate is more, the inflation rate will be less. Because if unemployment rate is more, the people will not demand to increase the wages. So that's why whenever there is unemployment rate is more, the wages will not increase. If the wages will not increase, the prices will be less. So the prices will be less, we can say that production cost will be less. Production cost will be less, that is called inflation is less automatically. So this is called we can say real wage or wage based inflation rate. So that is what Phillips curve explains. So according to Phillips curve, there is a negative relationship between unemployment rate and what is called inflation rate. See, for example, inflation rate is unemployment rate is decreasing. Whenever unemployment rate decreasing, if the unemployment rate decreases, the people will demand more wages. Then wages will increase. If the wages will increase, the production cost will increase. If the production cost will increase, automatically inflation will increase. That is so less unemployment rate, more inflation rate. Okay, if unemployment rate is less, inflation rate is more. If unemployment rate is more, inflation rate is less. Okay, inflation rate is less. So like that, we can see there is a negative relationship between so these two aspects. And impact of the inflation. So yeah, inflation always may not be negative. Sometimes it is a positive also. Like yeah, there is a concept called Professor Kent. Okay, Professor Kent, he developed the inflation into what is called creeping inflation. Creeping inflation, nothing but the prices are increasing very slowly. Okay, the prices are increasing very slowly. Whenever the prices are increasing very slowly, the production cost may not be increased. The wages may not be increased. Without increase the wages, if the prices will increase, that will be benefit to the producer. The producer will get more profit. If the producer will get more profit, he will invest that money again. That is called reinvestment. Investment will increase. If the investment will increase, the production will increase. If the production will increase, employment will increase. Employment will increase, so the remaining all economic activities will increase. So this is the positive sometime. But if the inflation rate is very high, the people purchasing will decrease. The saving will decrease. If the saving decreases, investment will decrease. Okay, the purchasing power also will decrease. So this is the negative on the economy. So that's why sometimes there are a negative on the economy, sometimes there are a positive on the economy. So these are the people who are having the positive impact of because of the inflation. So these are the people who are having the negative impact because of this inflation. Producer and production always they will have the benefit because whenever the prices are increasing, their profit also will increase. But buyer and consumer, they will have the negative impact because if the prices will increase, they have to spend more money to purchase the same quantity of the commodities. And debtor will have the positive and creditor will have the negative impact. Farmer and tenants will have the positive impact. But whereas the absentee landlord, the person who is giving the land for others, for the cultivation, for the rent, is known as absentee landlord, so he will have the negative impact. Shareholders, because the share prices are increasing. Okay, since share prices are increasing, they will get the what is called more benefit. And brokers, commission agents, intermediaries, all these people will get more benefit if the prices will increase. That's why they will have the positive. But the fixed investor, employees, poor people, all these people are having the negative impact on the inflation. Okay, this is inflation, causes for inflation. Whenever we are talking about the causes here for inflation, I told you demand push inflation, supply push inflation. Causes for the demand push inflation, causes for the supply push inflation is called causes for the total inflation. And types of the inflation. Okay, like what is called demand push inflation, cost push inflation. Like there is the stagflation, disinflation. Disinflation, nothing but prices are decreasing. Prices are decreasing. Positive inflation, prices are increasing. Negative inflation, prices are decreasing. No inflation, zero inflation, nothing but prices are not at all increasing, not at all decreasing. Core inflation, if the prices are measuring without considering the food and energy related article, that is called core inflation. Non-core inflation, if you measure the inflation only for the food and energy related commodity, that is called non-core inflation. Headline inflation, if you see both all type of the goods we are taking here. Stagflation, disinflation, real inflation. There is one more concept was developed by J.M. Keynes called real inflation. So real inflation, it was developed by what is known as J.M. Keynes. According to this person, if the prices are increasing after, okay, if the prices are increasing the economy after achieving the full employment, okay, after achieving the full employment in the country, okay, in the country is known as the real inflation. Okay, like that, the different type of the inflation. So we have. So here, in related to this inflation, there is a one more concept called a trade cycle. Okay, here the trade cycle is nothing but a trade cycle refers to the fluctuations in the economic activities. Fluctuations in economic activities. That is, the economic activities are changing regularly. There is a changes in the economic activities. Sometimes it is going increasing, that is called up, and sometimes it is coming down, that is called down. Up and down. So if there are up and down in economic activities, that is known as the trade cycle. So a trade cycle refers to the fluctuation in economic activities, especially employment, output, income, prices, profit, saving, investment, all these things. So if these are the economic activities, if they are changing regularly from the time to time, that is known as the trade cycle. So it has been defined differently by the different economists. Different people will define the different type of people. So like according to Michael, business cycle is nothing but it is called a trade cycle. Okay, business cycle and trade cycle, the both are same. Business cycles are fluctuations in the economic activities of the organized communities. Okay, organized communities nothing but a country, if we say, or state, if we say. Okay, district, or we can say. So if economic activities are changing regularly in the organized communities, that is known as the what is called a trade cycle. So these trade cycles, we have four phases. Okay, these trade cycles, we have the four phases. That is called four stages. One is the prosperity, another is the recession, and the third one is the depression, and it is called recovery. These four is known as the stages of the trade cycles. Okay, this line, whatever you are seeing here, this is called this is called steady economic growth, or we can say that equilibrium condition. Okay, equilibrium condition in the economic activities. So this is called trade cycle. Up, down, again up, maybe again down, again may go up, like that. It will go on like that. So if during the prosperity stage, all the economic activities are increasing, they are above equilibrium level. But in the recession, all the economic activities are coming down. See, recession nothing but decreasing. All economic activities are decreasing, but they are above equilibrium. But this is called depression. Depression is nothing but a crisis. Okay, depression is nothing but a crisis. During the crisis, all the economic activities are coming down, decreasing. They are the below equilibrium level, and this is called a recovery stage. Okay, during the recovery stage, what we can say, the economic activities are again started to increase. Okay, economic activities are what is called increasing. So they are increasing, what we can say. Okay, see here, this is called okay, first may be called prosperity. This is the first stage. What I told you, all economic activities are increasing and they are above equilibrium. Okay, above the equilibrium. They are above equilibrium. So the next is recession. So here, all economic activities are decreasing, but they are above equilibrium. Okay, above what is known as the equilibrium. And the third one we can say what is called crisis or depression. Yeah, all the economic activities are decreasing and they are below equilibrium. Okay, below equilibrium, this is called a crisis. But during the recovery, okay, all economic activities are increasing. Economic activities are increasing, but they are below equilibrium condition. All economic activities. What are the economic activities? I told you. Economic activities, nothing but income, employment, saving, investment, demand, supply, everything, including inflation, including prices. So all are increasing. Okay, yeah, these 4 stages. So we can say, I told you 4 stages. What is prosperity? I told you. Okay, then recession, I told you, and crisis or depression, and recovery. These are the 4 stages we have. Which stage will start first, we don't know. It is a cycle. It is a cycle. Cycle, nothing but it is a continuous process. Which stage will start, which stage is going to be end, we don't know. Okay, if so, all these things will come one after one. Suppose if it was started with the prosperity, immediately recession and crisis and recovery. Suppose it is started with the crisis, immediately it is called recovery, then prosperity, again the recession, like that. So in our country, there is no concept of the prosperity. Till now, there is no prosperity in our country. Since there is no prosperity, we can say that there is no recession. That's why always our country is in this one, 2 only. Crisis, recovery. Before complete recovery only, again we are going to crisis. Okay. So from the crisis we are trying to recover, but before going to complete recover, again we are going to crisis because of some other reasons. Like that, in our country like India, we have only these 2 stages. We don't have this concept called prosperity and recession. So that's why the concept of the prosperity we can see in developed countries. Developed countries only we can see that concept. So that's why completely we can discuss about this concept of the prosperity where in the developed countries. Okay, that concept of the trade cycle is related to only developed countries, not the developing countries.